All right, welcome back. Okay, should see an image of the fight of Cong versus Bruno Brazil on your screen. Um, Now, like I talked about in the other video, Cong seemed to calm down. She seemed to calm down in this fight. I took Bruno Brazil over Cong because I did not like what I saw from Cong in the MMA cage, which is different from a kickboxing ring, which is where she came from. She had a wild blitz type of style in kickboxing that did not translate well to MMA. And it was a disaster for her in her most recent fight. And Bruno Brazil is not coming off of a loss. She's coming off of a win. So as always, I get behind the fighter who's doing better. But it didn't work here. Now, I thought Cong almost fought a perfect fight up until the third round. After the second round ended, I thought that if she stopped her in the third, that would be a picture perfect fight. But she couldn't. I feel like she should have been able to stop her in the third. She was ready to be stopped. Bruno Brazil was done. All Cong needed to do was crank up the intensity, and Bruno would have been out of there. So maybe Cong has not fully recovered from that traumatic experience of losing, of being stopped. In boxing, they would give you a longer period for recovery. Match you up against lower caliber fighters who she might have stopped. But this will have to do. Right? So almost a picture perfect, because Bruno Brazil was buckling. She was falling apart by the end of the second round. Leg kicks had her ready to fall flat on the ground. Headshots was getting to her. Body shots was getting to Bruno Brazil. She was hurting everywhere. Everywhere. And, you have to give credit to the attack from Cong to have the know-withal to attack all areas of the body, to the point where she had Bruno weak in the body, legs, and in the head. Excuse me. So, yeah, good comeback victory for Cong. Now, a lot of images from the fights are difficult to get, like with the Cong Bruno Brazil fight. For whatever reason. So, don't underestimate these images that we share during these videos. A lot of them are difficult to find. But I wanted to speak on Whaley against Suarez one last time. Excuse me. If you watch that fight, That was the type of fight where Suarez could suffer, like, mentally. That was a demoralizing loss. It wasn't just a loss. Like I said, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you win or lose. This was the worst way that she could have lost. To be out wrestled, to be out grappled, and then at the end of the fight, in the last round, Weili allowed Suarez to finish the fight on her feet. Weili ended the fight by getting up and allowing Suarez to finish on her feet. The American commentators did a pretty good job in this fight. I went back and watched the fight with the UFC commentary. They did okay in this fight this time. Paid pretty good attention to the fight, and they pointed out the flow of the fight well, and how it got to a point where you wonder if Suarez was going to make it. But in the last round was the worst for Suarez. That was where Weili put a punctuation at the end of the sentence. Started whooping on her, wrestling her to death, beating on her, holding her down, demoralizing her as an Olympic wrestler. And then during the last 10 seconds, gets off of her. And you heard the American commentary say that Weili does Suarez a favor. What that favor being, allowing her to finish the fight on her feet. You're a wrestler. An Olympic level wrestler. And Weili does you a favor by getting up off of you and letting you up. Man, that's the worst way to go out. Weili does you a favor by allowing you to finish the fight with honor. No matter if you're a wrestler or a striker, you want to finish the fight on your feet. You know, the only way you want to finish on the mat if you're a wrestler is if you're on top. She wasn't on top. She's on bottom being beaten on. And Weili said, I'm not going to let you finish the fight like that. Go ahead and stand up. The worst way it could have ended for Suarez. So a fight like this, somebody, a lot of people left comments saying that they hope that Suarez can bounce back. That statement is true, or is more true, for Suarez in this situation than any other that I can remember. This is the type of fight that takes all your confidence out. Because if they ever have a rematch, is anybody going to take Suarez? Was this fight close to the point where you would take Suarez in the rematch? Nobody's going to take Suarez. She was the favorite coming into this fight. You think she'll be the favorite in the rematch? No way. So be mindful of that. This might be Tatiana's last fight. As far as Weili versus Shevchenko, I give Weili a solid chance. I give her a solid. She's crazier than Shevchenko. She's a little crazier. But, she is coming up a weight class. I would pick Shevchenko to win. But I'd give Weili a chance. Put it like that. If that fight happens, if they announce it or whatever, then I'll do a breakdown on that. But I'll end this stream there.